Love this program. You're going to love Boston has entered the chat, available on Nesson as well. Our guy, the walking, talking triple-double himself, Ountae Campbell, catches up with Patriot great all-timer Adam Vinatieri, and they talk all things Pats. Check it out. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, let's get it going on Hold My Banner. Just hold it. Welcome into the program. Travis Thomas here, and you know I'm not rolling along alone. I always say you roll along with me. You are the co-host, and so is a walking, talking triple-double producer extraordinaire, Ountae Campbell. Let's bring him in. He's got a lot going on in his life. He's jet-setting. He's going to all these NBA games. Okay, it was TD Garden, but still. My man is on the scene, boots on the ground. What's happening, Tay?
What's up, 2Ts? Look, yeah, you're right. I was at that Rockets game.
I love it.
It was a lot of fun. We're going to talk a lot about that game this episode because it was a nail-biter, a seat clincher, all of that as well. There's been a whole bunch that's been going on in the NBA and WNBA scope over the weekend. Actually, I wanted to tell you this, Travis Thomas, while I have you here, because we have some breaking news, at least breaking to us.
What?
The Phoenix Mercury are acquiring Alyssa Thomas from the Connecticut Sun.
Wow.
And the 5-time All-Star is heading to the desert, property of Alexa Philippou.
Wow.
Man, I'm excited to see that for Alyssa Thomas. I know CT Sun, she's been here for a long time. She's been in New England for a long time. But I think she can really get some damage done with the Sun. So I'm excited for this trade opportunity for her.
I am excited too, but I'm shocked by this.
I'm shocked, and I'm a little devastated for the Sun. I hate to see them losing out on a star like this. She's been here her whole entire career.
Right.
I mean, Hall of Fame career that she's had here with the Sun. But, yeah, Travis, I shocked you with that one. You didn't know that one was coming, but I have to shock you with that one.
Natasha Cloud, who I'm cool with and a big fan of, plays for the Mercury. So I'm excited to see this. I'm just shocked by it all.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of people that I'm cool with, I used to cover Natasha Cloud with the Mystics.
Okay.
I covered Bradley Beal as well.
Yeah.
Did you see the reports now? We don't know if this is true, but the reports are the Suns finally had a deal in place with the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat drama, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But apparently there was a 3-team. I can't remember the other team involved, but it had Bradley Beal going to the Bulls and Levine going to whatever team that I'm missing.
Yeah.
And Bradley Beal reportedly, no trade clause, said, no thanks, I'm not interested. If this is true, this is a mistake because I've been telling you, I've said it on this show and I've told you off camera. I think the Bulls is a sleeping giant. They haven't been relevant since Derrick Rose before he started getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's a big market, a great sports town, a proud franchise with a great winning history thanks to Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah, right.
I think if I'm a star, I would love to go to Chicago. I'm not saying Bradley Beal's the right guy for the job.
I know what you mean.
But that's a missed opportunity if you're
for
him, I think.
Yeah, be able to sunset. I mean, they treated a lot of stars correctly on their way out of the league. They treated D Wade right, you know what I'm saying? So I love and respect them for that. They're doing a lot of great things for D Rose, now in his retirement. So, yeah, I agree. It would be a great place for him to be and his family. So I am a little shocked that he's not doing that now. I know you wanted to talk about Amen Thompson.
Bro, that game winner.
Yes.
And not just that. He cooked the Celtics.
Yes.
I see some bad Rockets in the building. Hey, man. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
Bro, do you have receipts? Do we have pictures of this? You were in the building.
I was in the building. I won't show too much. I just want to shout out to our guy, Ryan Hollins. We have a picture of him, me and him caught up. I saw him on the court before the game. I caught up with him. There it is, Ryan Hollins. So shout out to him. He was covering the game. He had a lot of funny moments. I think somebody was laughing because he said Max Aura during the broadcast. So shout out to Ryan Hollins. It was great catching up with him. We're gonna have him back here soon on Hold My Banner. But yeah, it was a great game, and I'm just gonna let you get into it. I won't say my thoughts on the game just yet.
Okay,
right?
Fair enough, because that's exactly where I want to go, and you know why. We'll bring Tay back later on to get his take on this take, because I've been obsessed with the Rockets all season long, to the point it has annoyed Ountae. Rockets fans, if I remember correctly, we did a season preview in which I said I think the Rockets will be a bona fide playoff team. I even said hot takes like I wouldn't be shocked if they're a 4 or a 5 seed. And here we are now at the time of this podcast. They're the number 2 seed in the West, and they mean business. And we just watched this team come into TD Garden and beat the Celtics. And I remember Ountae saying, you're crazy to think they're going to be that high in the West. And look at him now. And I remember Rockets fans coming after him, which I don't love. But at least Rockets fans, you know that I recognize something in this team early on. And they are even exceeding my wildest expectations. So we all watched the game. I mean, this team was bullying the Celtics, talking trash to him the whole time. They shut down Jason Tatum. 0 points in the first half. They were D'ing him up. And then Ime, let's just call it what it is. He outcoached Joe Mazzulla. Now, let's not gloss over the fact that when the Celtics went to H-Town, they beat the hell out of the Rockets. Okay, so I'm not sitting here acting like this is some juggernaut team no one can beat. The Celtics went in their building, walked in their trap, took over their trap, no problem. But it's not that the Celtics won that game. That's not shocking at all. I remember being surprised then, and we talked about it here on Hold My Banner, of like, I was a little shocked that they beat them down that way. This Rockets team needs to figure out how to win these kind of games. But they have consistently. And so when they came in here and beat the Celtics, Thompson with the game winner, I wasn't surprised at all. In fact, I started doing some digging on the Rockets, and I found a bunch of numbers that's fascinating to me. First of all, before you think I'm crazy here, because I'm going to tell you some bets that I made on the Rockets after they won the Celtics game. This Rockets team has more wins against 30-win teams in the league than anyone. That includes the Celtics. That includes the Thunder. So this is a young team winning these big games against really good teams. Here's another one on the road. They are 16-1 on the road this season. Do you know how rare that is for a young team still trying to figure out how to win, still trying to figure out, how to deal with prosperity? They're winning on the road, 16-1. That's what veteran teams do. So that's what veteran teams do who go on deep playoff runs. Playoffs? Yes, playoffs. So this is a young Rockets team. We saw this with the Thunder last season, by the way. Young Thunder team. Youngest number 1 seed ever, okay, in basketball. That team won on the road. This Rockets team, much like them, winning on the road. In fact, I don't think it's crazy to jump to the conclusion of Thunder against the Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. I'm ready to be there now. And in fact, I put my money where my mouth is. Those of you who've been watching Hold My Banner, first of all, thank you. Okay? If you're new to Hold My Banner, we welcome you. But for those of you who've been here for a while, you know damn well, everything I say, everything I do always comes back around to betting and gambling. And I gambled heavily. As soon as the Rockets game and Thompson hit that game winner, as soon as Rockets Celtics went final, I was betting on the Rockets. Listen to 2 bets I made. Because this team is so poised as a young team, they went on the road. Check, check, check. Well coached by Ime. Check. Rockets to win the Western Conference. So if I'm telling you Rockets Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, right? Is it crazy to think maybe they can knock off the Thunder? Maybe it is. The odds suggest that it is. 16-1 for the Rockets to win the West. Well, if we're talking crazy, I'm your Huckleberry because I'm just crazy enough to make that bet. So I placed it. Rockets to win the West, 16-1. So if I have the Rockets winning the Western Conference and being in the NBA Finals, I don't think they're going to be playing the Cavs. Sorry, Cleveland. I still like the Celtics in a 7-game series. I don't think they're going to be playing the Knicks. Sorry, New York. I've never seen you cross the finish line whole. You're always like a mess, a walking mash unit. I mean, sorry, Orlando. I'm not buying the Magic, even though I'm Mr. Magic. But I also predicted the Rockets' success. So I have some alliances there too. I don't think anyone in the East. Sorry, Giannis. Sorry, Dame. You're not going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. So if I have Rockets, Celtics in the finals, remember, I gave up on the Nuggets a long time ago. You don't play enough defense. I started to buy into Ante's prediction in the Thunder. And I could see them winning the series. I could if that's the Western Conference Finals. But I'm going to take a bet here and gamble. That's why they call it gambling, right? I'm going to gamble that the Rockets get it done and upset the Thunder. Okay, so we're saying I'm saying Celtics-Rockets in the finals. I looked that up, exact matchup, 50-1, 5-0. I placed that bet too. So I am now, all my chips in the Western Conference are in the Rockets basket. I believe. H-Town, if I ever come to visit you, drinks are on you. Rockets to win the West 16-1. Celtics to beat these youngsters in the finals 50-1. I placed both of those bets. I'm just telling you, they have everything. They play on the road. They're poised late in game. Credit to Ime. We saw all those things on display against TD Garden. Fearless. They're in your face. Dillon Brooks, Thompson, all these kids. I believe in the Rockets. Now, from a Celtics standpoint, this is just what the doctor ordered. I mean, the Celtics, I just told you, got bullied by the Rockets in their own building. And guess what the doctor ordered? The Chicago Bulls coming to town tomorrow night. Congratulations, Celtics. This is how you get your swagger back. So what? You got punched in the mouth. You did. I mean, the Rockets did anything they wanted to do to you. They were attacking the paint. They exposed a lot of things defensively. You were slow of foot. You were weak on the interior. They shut down Jason Tatum in the first half, as we talked about. I mean, they pretty much took your lunch money in your building, right? Well, what better way than to get your aura and your championship swag back than to beat the hell out of Chicago Bulls, who, stop me when you've heard this before. The Bulls, a talented yet underachieving team who's not playing well right now. Shocker. So here's my prediction. Jason Tatum, who was shut down in the first half by the Rockets, and in the second half, give him credit. He came alive. He was aggressive. By the way, made a lot of clutch shots down the stretch in that Rockets game. Kept the Celtics in the game a lot of times. But he had to work for everything he got. You go to the paint. I mean, how many times? We see him complain to the refs a lot. But how many times did he complain to the refs, rightfully so, about getting hacked and slapped and slashed? There should have been a lot more and-ones. But it's because the Rockets made him work for everything. Okay? Every jumper was contested. So even though Tatum was clutch down the stretch, they shut him down in the first half, and he had to work for every bucket he got, right? Same with Jaylen Brown. Life was tough for him too. But I think Tatum in particular, it felt like Ime. It felt like the Rockets were really targeting him. Let's take him out of the game. And they did a great job of it. I think because of that, and because of the way the Bulls are playing, and the fact that they're not very good, Jason Tatum is going to go off on the Bulls. I'll take one of those all-time Tatum classic games. Give me the Celtics. Big. 123. Bulls 103. And I think Tatum leads the way. Watch for him to have a big game. All right, now I want to weigh in on this All-Star Game starter situation. So Ante and I have debated for weeks about who we think the starters will be. So now it's official, and Tay and I will talk about this together. But I noticed in the East, the guards were Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. Okay, we talked about both. No shockers there, right? Forwards, Giannis and Tatum, of course. Center, Karl Anthony Towns. No big shockers there. In the West, SGA, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Joker as the center. Okay, so we talked about Durant and LeBron maybe getting a little long in the tooth. There were some other guys you could have went. Same with Steph. But we wouldn't be shocked if this was the direction that it went, and that's exactly where it went. So no shockers there. But, of course, now every talking head is making a case for the All-Star starter snubs, right? So it's my turn. Let me make a case for a few good men. We'll start with Ant. Now, look, Anthony Edwards, even though the Timberwolves are struggling this season, and they are, and I don't believe in them, and I'm sure you don't either in the West, although that is a dangerous team should they get in, especially as a lower seed. But they're struggling this season. With that being said, it's not Anthony Edwards' fault. His numbers are where they need to be. And remember, as these legends, LeBron, Durant, Steph, as they start exiting stage right of their careers and start retiring, Anthony Edwards is vying for face of the league. So you would think, hey, this is an all-star starter. So you can make the case for him. Another one, and you know where I'm going if you watch the show. It's my favorite player in the NBA, Wemby. I'm sorry. I get he's young. I get it. I get he has decade plus of all-star starting lineups. But when you look at the numbers, I'm looking at them right here. You got to be kidding me. Video game numbers, people, this season. 25 points per game, 11 boards. He leads the league in blocks. He's averaging 4 a game. So he is dominating on both ends of the court. Wemby should have been an all-star starter. LaMelo Ball, I get it. He got hurt. But we talked about him on this show a ton. The numbers are there to support an all-star starter. And even though I don't put a lot of stock in this, it's got to count for something when you lead fan vote for all-star starter. Does that not count? He was literally the most popular player in the East. He was number 1 for all-star starter. Didn't get it. Okay. And then Cade Cunningham, who we also have talked about on this show, and I'll give Ountae props because he said, listen, Cade Cunningham he at least has a real case to be a starter. We knew it wouldn't happen, but he has a case. He's putting up the numbers that support an all-star. And oh, by the way, he's taken the Detroit Pistons from basketball hell, HE double hockey sticks, to now, right now, that's a playoff team. Cade Cunningham deserves all the credit in the world for that. So this is a guy putting up all-star numbers and his team's winning. He's making winning plays. He's affecting winning. So I just think even though we understand and we predicted and forecasted these starting lineups, boy, what I give you 5 guys, and Wemby, LaMelo, and Cade, 4 guys, you can make a case, any one of those guys could be a starter, and none of us, I don't think, would have a problem with it. By the way, it should be noted before I get out of here, the final Celtics All-Star vote rankings came in. They got a lot of love as far as the starters go. We know Tatum is one of them. Jaylen Brown had 43 player votes, so the players showing him props. Porzingis got 14. Horford got 5. Feels like a lifetime achievement, right? 5 guys that love Al Horford. Derek White got 18. Drew Holiday got 24. All players' votes. Tatum was a guy who got everything. He got players' votes, media votes, fans, a whole woo-wop. But we understand that. But a lot of these other guys did get love too, at least from the players around the league. And that's at championship respect. But just remember what I said. Tomorrow night against the Bulls, speaking of all-star starters, I think Jason Tatum will give us an absolute clinic. And coming off being bullied by the Rockets, that's just what the doctor ordered. All right, from Simone Biles to Caitlin Clark to all the top stories in sports, we got you covered on Nesson's Women in Sports podcast, Respect Her Game. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. All right, let's bring them back in. Ountae Campbell, who I'm sure, listen, I told you, Rockets fans, they've gone at this guy, so I'm sure he doesn't love the bets I made. Rockets to win the West, Ountae, 16-1. Celtics to beat said Rockets in the finals, 50-1. Before you tell me I'm an idiot, keep in mind, if I hit these bets, drinks are on me the whole offseason. So watch what you say out your mouth. Put some respect on these bets, because if I hit them, you're going to benefit.
So I'm going to start off by saying we're going to get to the Jimmy Butler talk in a minute. That's coming.
God, yes.
And I'm going to we're going to do All-Star reserves as well in a minute.
Okay.
But I got to talk to you, as you already know. about your Rockets prediction.
Now, here we go.
Some will call me a Rockets hater. I have friends out in Houston who think that I'm a Rockets hater as well, and I would not say so. I'm a general NBA fan. I love to watch every single team in any state that they're in because any hoops is good hoops to me.
Okay.
Now, I've already come out and say I don't think this team is winning a playoff series.
Oh, God.
And
all right.
Am I willing to take that back a little bit? A little bit.
You should.
Mind you.
You should.
Does the Celtics win mean something to me in the grand scheme of things? Not really.
What?
Ime's first win since he's left and come over to Houston.
Such a hater.
Also, they were missing 3 of their main role guys. No Derek White, no Al Horford, no Sam Hauser.
Fair.
Celtics collapsed.
Yep.
Houston guys, Dillon Brooks, hats off to you, man. Hats off.
Yeah.
10 threes, you're never doing that again.
Yep. And talking the whole time.
Amin Thompson, hats off to you. You've been playing great. I've been seeing. I've been paying attention.
Yes, he has.
You've been playing. The team has been playing a lot better with you in the lineup versus Jabari Smith in the lineup, who they were also missing.
And
so
I
have to miss that.
I do like him too.
And I like Jabari Smith. He's a good player.
Yeah.
But I just don't foresee this team as a real contender yet.
Okay.
That's just how I'm coming.
Okay.
I saw what you saw. I say, okay, as a 2 seed, because remember, when I said I don't see them winning the playoff series, I say, they're in the 3 seed. Maybe they slide and they, play some of these other Western Conference foes who have an older team. Them in the 2 seed, as it is today, as we record this, against a 7 seed Timberwolves team, they're beating that team. I'm willing to say that.
Yes.
They're beating that team.
They're beating a lot of teams out
I don't trust them. Don't do that.
They'll beat the Grizzlies.
Don't do that.
What do you mean don't do that?
They wouldn't match up with the Grizzlies.
I'm looking at the Grizzlies.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even get there because if they were in the 3 seed and the Grizzlies were in the 2 seed,
right? They can beat the Grizzlies.
They're not beating the Nuggets. They're not beating the Lakers. They're not beating the Clippers.
Oh my God.
They're not.
What?
They're not. I told you this last time, and I'm still sticking with it. They're not beating them. It's that simple.
Can I say this? I know this is part of your job.
Yes.
And I respect that, and I would never tell you how to do your job.
Yes.
This feels like the headline of this segment writes itself. Travis Thomas thinks we just watched an NBA Finals preview between the Celtics and Rockets, Ountae Campbell doesn't believe the Rockets will win a playoff series, period.
Yeah. This is where we're at. This team is polarizing like that, though.
They are.
I watched segments of that game. Remember, I was there.
Yeah,
where they struggled to score. They had Jaden Springer, Drew Peterson, Nemias Queta out there, Peyton Pritchard, and Tatum.
Right.
And the Rockets are struggling to score.
Yeah.
Because of their shooting deficiencies. Like I said, Dillon Brooks, hats off to him. Mm-hmm. He can shoot. He shoots the ball. He's a good shooter. But is he going to be making 10 threes a game in a playoff series?
Yeah.
It's not happening. So that's where I sit here and say playoff basketball is a different beast. And when you got to do that every night and teams know, hey, every single night, Dillon Brooks got to beat us to win.
Nah.
I don't see it happening.
I have an issue with that. I will say this:
the Timberwolves will lose that series if that's the case. If we get that,
that's where we disagree. I think they'll beat more teams than that. But to your point,
I'm not saying the Timberwolves are the only team. I'm just saying if the Timberwolves are in the 7th seed, they match up with them. Phoenix, 100%. Yeah,
but you named a lot of trash ass teams.
Dallas
the Lakers
healthy. They're not beating Dallas healthy. I'm not rolling with
that.
The
Lakers are not beating the Rockets. The Clippers are not. You named some trash. But let me give you props with this because we do agree all things Rockets here. I said from the beginning, although I backed off of it because of all the drama, Jimmy Butler, I thought from the onset, before we got this far in the weeds with him, the Rockets would be a great fit. He's from there. He plays defense. He buys into the culture. I think he and Ime would work in terms of sort of ego.
Yes.
However, what you said is the truth, and it was my knock on the Jimmy to the Rockets. They need shooting, and that's not Jimmy Butler. So I will give you that. I think he could score and help, but they need shooters. So that is concerning for me for the Rockets moving forward. Where you and I disagree, I think they can muck up a 7-game series. They kind of remind me of the Knicks without Jalen Brunson. They do.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Like I said, I think the Rockets are a good team. I think they're a little early ahead of schedule and people are excited. But I remember that Memphis Grizzlies team. You know what I mean? I remember what happened when they got there too early, Yeah. And everyone was excited, blah, blah, blah. I remember what happened with that Kings team when they got there too early. Yeah. Everyone's excited, blah, blah, blah. But it's all
to a certain extent.
But it's all matchup based.
Sure.
And I think 7 seed, 8 seed, the guys who are in that range right now, they could beat them.
Sure.
But if they slide, which is possible, the West is a tight race right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they slide to a 3 seed, a 4 seed, I'm not as high on the Rockets winning the playoff series. That's just me.
Okay.
But all right, let's talk All-Star reserves because you kind of alluded to the snubs. I'm with you with the snubs. Let's do this. I won't say quick, but let's do this where we're going to roll through the East. We're going to roll through the West. You guys saw who the Western Conference starters were. You saw who the Eastern Conference starters were.
Yep.
And we're going to pick one by one.
Deal.
And we'll see who we end up snubbing off our list, all right?
We could do this together.
So there's two guard spots, 3 forward spots for each conference, and then 2 wild card spots, which could be any position,
whoever,
any player.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start off with the East because I think it'll be a little bit easier.
I think so.
And then we'll get to the West. I'll take it first. A guard that I think is going to get a nod, that should get a nod, that's done a great job. They got to show respect to the Cavs. Best record in the NBA. I think Darius Garland is going to get in quick.
I don't have a problem with that. I would throw, if we're doing both, I would throw Trae Young in there too.
100%. Okay. So 2 guard spots gone. Trae Young.
Agree.
Forward spots, I'm thinking that we're going to get a love to Jaylen Brown here. That's where I'm going to go.
Same.
Jaylen Brown is going to get a forward spot. Who do you got?
No issue. I talked about him with the snub. I think you got to go Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. Well,
it could be a wild card.
He's going to be a guard.
Yeah, that's fine.
Card. So that's a wild card spot for Cade.
But that's who comes to mind.
Okay, fair enough. I think Dame is going to get a lot of respect from the coaches as well. He's been hooping lately. I think we took the 2 guard spots, so I want to get rid of the wild card spots.
Yep.
So you said Cade. I'm going to take Dame Lillard for the Bucks.
Okay.
And let's see what we have for the
we
last
agree
2
so
forward
far.
spots.
So we just need 2 forwards?
2 forward spots.
You got to go Cavs, right?
Yeah.
Has Mobley done enough? I think so. They're the best team in the East.
Best team in the East.
So we'll go Evan Mobley. We agree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
This last forward spot is a little tough for me. I see Paolo there. I see Bam there.
Yeah.
I personally would like to give the nod to Paolo. How do I think the coaches are going to vote? I think the coaches are going to go Bam.
I think Bam's more deserving.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if I think
he's more deserving. I think he is. You know why?
Because of the time he missed. Because Paolo
missed. And, I mean, we'll talk about this when we talk Jimmy.
Yeah.
But, like, the Heat are still winning games.
Right.
And Bam's leading.
So
he's a leader.
So that marks up our list. I'll run through it really quick. That means Darius Garland, Trae Young, Evan Mobley, Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, and Dame Lillard.
Yep.
So that makes me want to ask you a question because you were so high and mighty, LaMelo.
What?
Where is he on the East list?
Well, he's hurt.
You snubbing him from the playoffs.
He's hurt anyways.
I mean, from the All-Star team.
He tweaked his ankle. I don't think he's going to be available. So we don't even have to worry about it. But
so you're telling me you don't think that the coaches are voting him in? Because it's not about being available. They'll vote you in, and then they'll replace if you deserve the nod.
Who do you replace? Does Mobley lose out? Maybe maybe Cunningham or Dame.
Well, we already put 4 guards in, so
I know
we can't replace a forward.
I know
with the guard.
I actually think
I
think it's convenient that the kid got banged up. So you could just leave them out.
All right, let's talk West now. You want me to start it, or you want to take the first West pick? Okay, I'll take the first West pick. I think Wemby here at forward makes sense. He's got to be first off the list. We both thought that he should have been a starter over Kevin Durant, possibly.
Yeah,
but he wasn't, and we understood. It makes it's fine. It's not a big deal. So Wemby off the list for the forwards.
Okay, well, what do you think? I'm going to argue that. That's my damn favorite player in the league. I'm going to go Anthony Edwards, who I made a case for too.
Guard, yep. Okay. So we got a guard and a forward off the list. I think that Kyrie's going to get a lot of love here. Yeah. From the Mavs kind of been struggling, but he's been hooping. They haven't been doing well with just him in the lineup. Yeah. But I mean, he's Kyrie Irving. The coaches are going to respect what he's doing, what he's out there being for the team. I mean, they beat the Thunder. I mean, they're the Thunder killer. They can't beat anybody else in the league without Luka, but they can beat the Thunder. So shout out to Kyrie. I think he gets the nod here.
I want to push back, but I can't. His numbers are undeniable. I'll go Kyrie too.
Yeah, okay.
I just want you to know I don't like him and he stinks.
Yeah. All right, who do you got next? You got anybody in mind that you think should come off the board next soon?
Yeah,
here?
I mean, listen, I think Sabonis is putting together a really good season.
Yeah.
He feels like
and
an
the
all-star.
Kings are on fire
they
right now,
are.
which is the perfect time for him
and
to be doing
DeRozan
this.
have been balling.
Yeah, I don't think DeRozan gets a nod though.
I don't either, but I'm
Right.
just saying the Kings.
Yeah.
And we both like De'Aaron Fox, although I don't know if I'd include him either.
Yep.
I think Sabonis is the all-star out of that group.
Okay.
I would, talking this out with you, I think my vote for this exercise, I'm going Sabonis as a reserve.
That's fine. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I think going on to let's clear out the forwards because we've kind of cleared out the guards already. Let's clear out the
him
forwards.
and Wemby. Yep.
I think we're going to take Anthony Davis here after his performance.
For center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, well, it's not center. It's just another forward
Just another
spot.
guy? Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you know, I think that he's kind of, with his recent play, has kind of shown the league that, hey, like, I'm an all-star again. I'm healthy. I'm playing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And the Lakers aren't doing too bad in the standings. So I think that he gets the nod as well.
Okay. We agree there. No
All
issue.
right, and then we have our 2 wildcard spots. This one is going to be difficult.
So we have 2.
2 wildcard spots. This one's going to be difficult. I personally, I'm going to tell you right now, especially after watching the game the other night with the Rockets, there's no way the Rockets are the 2 seed and don't get a guy in the All-Star game.
Good point.
3 seed.
I wasn't thinking
with the Grizzlies, I think they should probably get somebody in, and Ja's been hurt. So I think that you got to say Jaren Jackson, and you have to say Alp. I think. Which means Jalen Williams gets left off, which means Luka gets left off, which means D-Book gets left off.
Well, there's been some injury issues with some of those names.
Right. James Harden. It's tough. It's tough.
I think Jaren Jack, I'm willing to go with you.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I can't even believe I'm saying this right now. I don't even know who I am.
What?
I think James Harden's having a really good year, bro.
You think he should get in over both of the? So you're putting
James
him
Harden's
in?
having such a good year.
You're right. I mean, you're right.
And I hate that I'm saying that.
This is why I said the West is tough. This is why I said the West is tough.
I'm with you with Jaren Jack.
Because Kyrie might not even get in. It might be it might be James instead of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take a guard off and put James in. I could see that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think I'm going that. I think I'm going Jaren Jack and Harden.
I think it's hard to say no Mavericks players too, though. You know what I mean?
Well, we got Kyrie.
They were in the finals last year, and then to come back and say no,
we have Kyrie.
We take Kyrie out though. So then who you taking out? Anthony Edwards? Are you saying that James is getting the wild card and we're taking out one of those 2? Okay.
Yes.
So James getting the wild card.
Yes. I would take Jaren Jack Jr. and Harden for a wild card.
I can't.
That's what I would do.
Hey, and look, like I told you already, I'm not a Rockets hater. I'm not. I'm not a Rockets hater.
It feels it.
Because I'm saying Alp should be in. I think Alp over Jaren Jackson.
Really?
I think Alp over Jaren Jackson. And I understand there's 2 sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm always one of those guys. But this is the 2 seed in the West.
Right.
And he's the guy. I mean, you watch the game, they play through him.
Yeah, facts.
He's a mixed match nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the dunk that set up the game winner. You know what I'm saying? Because Luke Cornett was pushing out to the 3-point line. I mean, this dude is box office. Like, he's nice. I saw him waving to the kids screaming, Alpy. And he's waving all to the kids.
He's loving it.
And he's, nice, lovable, teddy bear kind of guy, but then he's a killer.
He's a killer
when
on that court.
You get in the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you play through him. It's like a baby Jokic.
Yeah.
Like, he needs his respect.
Can I ask you something? Am I a hater for what I'm about to say here?
What are you about to say?
The conversation around the All-Star team.
Yeah.
With you and I and the Hold My Banner audience is more exciting than the All-Star game itself. Am I a hater? Am I a bad person, man, for saying how I feel?
Yes. You're a bad person for saying that. 100%. 100%.
Well, there you have it. Ante and I just saw.
Wait, so who's our last spot real quick?
Oh, I thought we did it.
You're saying Jaren.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
I am.
I'm going to rock with
that. You disagree.
I'm going to say Alpy.
Okay.
And we're going to roll with that. We don't have to agree on everything.
We don't, but I do think we solved the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're welcome, NBA. Want to hear all about Boston sports? Check out Nesson's Daily Sports Podcast. Boston has entered the chat. You can enter the conversation, too. That's right. Tweet at us using the hashtag NessonChat, or you can email us, old school email, thechat@nesson.com. Boston has entered the chat is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. Okay, so I know you teased this earlier.
Yep.
Great job by you. You're a pro's pro. We have got to talk Jimmy Butler.
We have
now,
to.
The last Hold My Banner you and I did together, my friend, you had receipts. I mean, you gave us all the tea. You gave us the timeline of the Jimmy Butler drum all the way up in the present moment. But now, in present moment, we've had even more drama. So this guy walked out of practice, right?
So
we talking about practice, and the Heat said, "You're done, buddy."
Yep, per Shams report, the Heat suspended Jimmy Butler indefinitely. We got that report. And then Shams came back and informed us of this. He walked out of shoot-around the morning before the game that he was supposed to play in and be his return game. And the reason he walked out is because he got word that the Heat were planning to start Haywood Highsmith. And he said, all right, Haywood Highsmith, I'm out, dog.
He sounds like a character in like college football fantasy.
Yeah.
Like you recruited him. He's 5-star. He's your next running back.
Yep. Yeah, so he's out. He's now rocking with it. Travis, what do you think of this whole situation? I mean, the deadline is steadily approaching. February 6th is the NBA trade deadline. Is this going to get done anytime soon? Are you shocked by the antics now? I've said it every episode now.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah,
I told you have that this was coming.
You did.
What is going on in your mind on this situation?
It's what we both agree that this is so long overdue now that it's why I've been a one-man crusade because I don't hear anyone saying it. And I know they're not talking about it in Miami.
Right.
Because they kiss his arse. But I've been a one-man crusade against Pat Riley. He has dropped the ball. He has fumbled this.
Yeah.
Now, this Jimmy Butler guy is such a nightmare, such a pain, that teams around this league know damn well he has your arse to a barrel, to a fire, and they're not going to give you equal or greater than value for Jimmy Butler. You're going to get pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And it's Pat Riley's fault. When this first started, you gave us the receipts.
Yeah.
When the first thing happened, you got to move Jimmy. When Jimmy was talking that jibber jabber in the offseason about the Celtics and Pat Riley told him to shut up, and then Jimmy felt a type of way.
Yep.
The second Jimmy felt the type of way is when you move him. And he starts getting all spicy mouth in the media. Remember that?
Yeah.
You got to move him right then.
I do.
You not saying you would have got some great, haul for Jimmy Butler, but it would have been better than what you're getting now. And now you have to move him.
Yeah.
You have to move him. He wants to go to Phoenix. He's going to pout if not, wherever he ends up. Figure out a way. Get him to Phoenix. Bring in 4 teams. We've been talking about 3 teams straight, you and I. Maybe it's 4.
I've heard it possibly 5.
Fine.
That's what I've heard.
Fine. And you know what you got to do if you're the Heat, which reportedly they're willing to do now? You got to take whatever you can get. Honestly, they're going to trade Jimmy Butler for some damn Cape Cod chips and a Coke Zero. Like, it's a mess.
Yeah.
This is Pat Riley's fault, Ountae.
It is, and it's Pat Riley's fault because it was poor character assessment from the beginning.
Preach.
In Chicago, Fred Hoiberg, you're an idiot. Calls him an idiot. Da-da-da-da-da.
Come on.
Forces his way out. Gets to Minnesota. Oh, these young guys don't want to work hard. Cat, Andrew Wiggins, you don't want to work hard. I'm out.
Right.
Which we all got to apologize, by the way, to those two because
facts.
Maybe they weren't so wrong.
Maybe not.
Maybe they weren't so bad.
Turns out they were right.
Now he gets to Philly.
Yeah.
And he's, I don't
He was right about Ben Simmons. He was right about Ben Simmons.
He was right. But, he ain't like it there. So now he's in Miami.
Right.
At 35 years old.
Yep.
And he's not happy again.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Jimmy, terrible character assessment from you too.
Sure.
You wanted to get to Miami so bad. Your boys with D Wade. You saw how D Wade got done when he asked for thank you money.
Oh, you preaching now.
Jimmy, you're asking for thank you money. Thank you for all the hard work that you put in.
Wow.
You think that you did more than D Wade did?
Wow.
And you saw how they did D Wade on the way out. After 2 championships. After taking less money to let LeBron James and Chris Bosh come. After winning 3 championships.
Get him!
Where he put the city on his back and gave Miami their first ever NBA championship.
No lies detected.
And you thought that your situation is going to be different?
Bruh.
It's not.
bro.
It's not different. You're not different. You're not better than D-Wade. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And by the way, the Suns are a mess. He wants to go to the Suns. Good luck with that.
Right. You want to go over there with KD, who hasn't won without Steph?
Right.
With D-Book, who was never winning games.
Facts.
Before Chris Paul and all of them showed up.
That part.
He wasn't winning anything over there by himself. So you want to go over there and try to do what the Clippers did? We saw what the Clippers tried to do.
Oh.
Put together a bunch of losers. No offense.
Yeah.
Guys who haven't won. I'll say that. They're not
offense.
losers.
I mean
guys,
it offensively.
But guys that haven't won, really, KD, you won. You did. I'll give you that. I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
But
I know.
Devin Booker, all the other rest of the guys haven't won. We don't know what's going on with Nurkic. We don't even know if they're going to be able to trade him.
They're a mess.
We know that Bradley Beal's going to be gone if you end up with the Suns. We know that.
They're a mess.
But they're a mess. So we have no idea what's going over there. You think you're going to get FU money, thank you money over there?
No, not at all. This is a definition of toxic.
Yeah.
What's going on with Jimmy Butler? Want the latest on the Patriots and the NFL? We'll tell you what Mike Vrabel and the Pats should do with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. Let's talk about it. It's on Nesson's Football Podcast, Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, so all the Jimmy Butler drama has taken us off the course of what we're here to do.
Yeah.
We love the walking, talking, triple-doubles games that Ountae Campbell brings to the program. What will I fail at today?
It's an easy one for you, Travis.
Okay, good.
I want to see what you're thinking. Stop me when
Oh, I love this.
you hear a player better than Anthony Davis.
Oh.
All right. Now, this
I'm not
is
gonna
on
be stopping you.
This is on the heels of Anthony Davis having a 20-10 first quarter.
That's right.
And then a 40-20 game, which is his 5th in his NBA career.
All right.
So, Travis, I have a list of players here. Please stop me when
This will take 2
you
seconds.
hear a player
I'm never stopping.
better than you. Told me the same thing about Wemby, so I'm not hearing that.
No, I love AD. Go on.
Yeah. All right.
Wemby's a new love. AD's been around.
First guy, we're gonna start off easy.
Okay.
Bam Adebayo.
Anthony Davis next.
Okay. All-time players have the luxury of their peak. Current players are current. Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, Anthony Davis.
All right. Gonna keep it rolling.
That's easy.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Even though he did get hurt, he's more dependable than Kristaps, and he doesn't get hurt much anymore.
Fair enough. This is where it starts to get a little bit more difficult.
No, it's not.
Dwight Howard.
Anthony Davis. And I love Dwight, but Dwight never developed this game. Anthony Davis did. Remember, when Anthony Davis came in the league, he was a defensive guy. He worked on his offense. He can do everything. He hit a 3, he can post you up, jump hook either hand, up and under, forget about it. Your boy never developed his game. He couldn't hit a jumper to save his arse. If he could, he'd still be in the league. That's easy.
It ain't my boy.
That's easy.
Not Dwight Howard. You ain't going to put me and Dwight Howard together as boys. Not my boy. Anyways, next one. Dominique Wilkins.
You had to stop me on that.
Yeah, I did. That was crazy.
I take Neek, but it was a different player. But Dominique, I mean, that's my childhood. What am I supposed to do?
Okay.
This guy was a human highlight.
Thank you very much. It wasn't so easy.
I
All
know,
right, what
it
about
was.
this guy? Joel Embiid.
Okay, this is a good comp. I would take Anthony Davis because I can count on him physically more, which is insane to say.
Right.
And also I can count on him mentally more. He's mentally tough. He's worked with LeBron James. Like, he's one of the only guys who have worked with LeBron. That tells me a lot. I'll take Anthony Davis.
Don't forget about Joel's MVP, though.
I get it. I'd still rather have Anthony Davis.
Fair. I'm all right with that. Chris Bosh.
Anthony Davis. Easy.
Ooh,
That's easy. Yeah.
Okay, what about this guy? Charles Barkley.
I mean, this goes back to Dominique. I can't not take Dominique and not take Chuck.
Okay,
but
I was about to say,
yeah, I take Chuck.
I just wanted to see where you're at because you got a one-time champ versus a no-time champ.
No, sure.
So
I take
just
prime
wanted
Chuck.
to see where your mind is at.
Not fat Chuck. I take prime Chuck.
Since it's so easy for you, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, damn it, man!
Yeah.
I take KG.
Yeah, okay.
But this is Anthony Davis and KG is a better comp than any of these other players.
Not any of them, but
I think so.
There was a good comps, and Joel was a good comp. Victor Wembanyama. That's my last player. Yeah, right now. Yeah, Travis. Yeah, who's better? Victor Wembanyama or Anthony Davis?
Oh, would you look at that? We're out of time here on Hold My Banner.
No, stay right here with me. Anthony Davis or Victor Wembanyama? What's up, Travis? Talk to me.
Wemby.
Woo!
Hey, look, I can't even say it with my chest. Wemby. Hey, look, somebody turn the bass down. Greg, turn the bass down on my mic. Wemby. I sound like Michael Jackson. Victor Wembanyama. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with Wemby, dog.
Hey, man.
I don't even eat croissants. I've been eating croissants. Who bought me a croissant? Wemby, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting my Pepe La Pew on.
By the way, before we move on from Anthony Davis, did you see that he has a new show coming out, like a little Impractical Jokers?
He does?
Type of show? Yeah, so
That's
it's
crazy.
like Impractical Jokers with NBA players and stuff like that, and WNBA players.
That's
I think
crazy.
It's just athletes as a whole. It's called like Foul Play or something
Well,
like
it's
that.
going to suck because he doesn't have much personality. League pass game to watch. I'm going to go.
Yeah, let's get
I'm going to go
it.
Cavs at the Heat.
Okay.
And,
Cavs
like,
at Heat.
I get it. Like, the Cavs are going to win
You
that
really
game.
want us to watch the Heat without Jimmy
Well,
Butler
kinda,
and
you know-
Haywood Highsmith?
You know why?
Why?
This is why I want to see it.
Okay.
I think this is a good litmus test for the Heat being at home, playing the Cavs, who are an elite team.
Yes.
This is a spirited Heat team.
They've
I
been-
like how they play without Jimmy. They got a chip on their shoulder. Bam's a leader. Tyler Hero's good at basketball. Who knew?
Yeah.
Like, I like this Heat team. They're a tough bunch. They play just like they did with Jimmy.
Yeah.
They just don't have Jimmy.
I
like it.
I've been looking at their recent games, and they've been up and down. They've had a couple strings of losses, a couple of
They're
strings of
tough,
wins.
though.
They are tough, but it's just like, dude, am I really trying to watch Tyler Hero? I mean, I watched it. I saw it when it
I
was
like
there
it.
in
He's
Boston.
playing
I watched it
well.
with my own two eyes.
He's playing better without Jimmy Butler.
Tyler Hero, whatever. Who cared? It was whatever. It was basketball. I watched it.
He's playing
Duncan
better.
Robinson's throwing up threes. Like, I mean, sure, whatever. Keep up with the Cavs. Keep up with the Heat. I'm not really rocking with
such a
that.
hater.
Yeah, I am. I'm glad you finally gave me a league pass
really
game
are.
for once.
I
You know
did.
what I'm saying?
I did.
I'm gonna give you a league pass game that I like, which should actually be a great bout. Timberwolves at Suns. You gotta see
Ooh.
the rematch of that playoff series where
Yeah.
KD's doing his miniature, Anthony Edwards is going at him,
Talking
pounding his
that
chest,
talk. Yep.
talking his talk. I love that these two are they just love basketball. These two. Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, and KD love hoop. They love competing.
Sure.
It's going to be a little, chippy, nasty, but nothing where we think we're getting a fight or anything like that. Just pure mano-y-mano hoops, and I can't wait to watch it. That League Pass game, you got to check it out.
All right, there he is, Ountae Campbell. Ountae, do us all a favor, would you? Would you just take it easy on the Rockets? I mean, could you just relax?
I'll try. I was nice to Alpi. I like the guys on their team. Don't get me wrong. Ime, you know what I mean? I like the coaching staff.
Okay.
Dillon Brooks, I don't really like him.
All
Who
right.
does, though?
Very
So,
good. At least you're giving us something here. So thank you to Ountae Campbell for his contributions per usual to the program. I want to end with this. As I tell him to take it easy on the Rockets, I want to end the show by recapping the money that I gambled on the Rockets. I am gambling heavily on them, all because they came into TD Garden, and I can't say I couldn't believe what they did, but just the way they did it. Not that they won the game, the way they won the game. I mean, they bullied the Celtics. They were talking trash. They shut down Tatum in the first half. Ime outcoached Missoula. I'm like, man, this team is for real. And I like the mental fortitude to bounce back, because when the Celtics went to their building, I mean, they destroyed them. It was a blowout. Celtics just whooped them, made an example out of them. And then they returned serve here in Boston. A young team like that with a winning road record, they're better on the road than they are at home. Young teams don't do that. So here are the bets that I made. Rockets to win the Western Conference 16-1. I know it's crazy. Ante's off camera shaking his head in disgust. He can't believe I did it. And I'll put my money where my mouth is. And then the crazy one. Okay, even I admit this was nuts. But if I'm taking them to win the Western Conference, I might as well take them to lose to the Celtics. So I have Celtics beating the youngster Rocket organization in the finals 50, like 50 Cent, 50-1. If I think they can win the West, why not take the Celtics to beat them? 50-1. So I took the Rockets 16-1 to win the West, and the Celtics 50-1 to beat the Houston Rockets in the NBA Finals. That's incredible. Okay, before I say goodbye, a minute left. Ountae Campbell's giving me hand signals like an audible at the line. Greg, bring him back in. We have some breaking news. What we got, Tay?
Look, bro, can you pick a team? That's all I want to say.
What?
Can you pick a team? To start the year, it was the Nuggets. Then it was the Mavericks. Now it's the Rockets. I've been telling you it's the Thunder. Can you pick a team? Bro, you're like one of my high school friends who has 85 girls, and every week it's like, nah, it's Ashley. No, next week it's Jennifer. Oh, no, the way Nicole just caresses my hair. Travis, we're tired of it. Pick a team, dog. Is the Rockets in? I just want to know if the Rockets are in. I'll let you do all of this moving around if you're telling me that Rockets are the holy matrimony, the moment, the mountaintop, the one. Is this she? Is the Rockets the one?
First of all, shout outs to Ashley, Jennifer, and Nicole. Nicole, you win because Ante said you rub my hair. And if you rub my hair that doesn't exist, you have to win. I also would like to say my answer is, oh, would you look at that? We're out of time here on Hold My Banner. For Ashley, Jennifer, and Nicole, thanks for loving me. For Ountae Campbell and for Travis Thomas, and for you here on Hold My Banner, we love you. Hey, just like I gave you the Wemby answer, Victor Wembanyama, I'm going to say the Houston Rockets.
Uh-oh.
That's my answer. Hold my banner. Till next time when we hold it again. Peace.